Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. This is going to be episode 2 of the American Chopper V Twin Custom that I've been working on. We're going to probably do a little bit of a backtrack here on this one particular assembled part, the mission case. Let me kind of pick this up and get a closer look here. On the other side here, this particular part that I glued in had the little pin that come out to attach the tubing to. Of course, I glued this part here first, and then when I tried to put the tubing in place, I couldn't slide it onto the location that it was asking for in the instructions. So, long story short, I ended up surgically using my knife and cutting this particular item back out again. And once I removed it, I was able to attach the tubing that I cut at 180 millimeters. Once that was accomplished, I just went ahead and re-glued it back onto the mission case itself. So that little troubleshooting was solved, and once that was done, I went ahead and attached the final part, which is this attachment right here that I actually painted silver and then glued onto the mission case. So this part of the assembly is now 100% complete. Next up, it was putting together the entire frame. This is like step number 5. And this is kind of like what it looks like. Let me raise this up a little bit. So, if you notice, the color of the frame is a little bit different. So, for comparison, the original frame, hopefully this will pick up from the camera, but the original frame was molded in red from the tree here. And you can see here it's a little bit darker, and it's also metallic. And the paint that I used was basically this paint right here, the Craftsmart metallic paint. This is just your basic red color. But before I applied the base coat of the red, I went ahead and used the Folk Art Silver Sterling. Now this has all been hand brushed. I did not use an airbrush on this. The only reason why I changed it up and not leave the original color of the molding that was part of the tree was because our next parts down the line of the instruction was, of course, the front and rear fenders. And if you look here on this particular tree, originally everything on the parts here were all in black. So of course I had the initial original red color from the tree that I clipped off for the frame, and these were all black. So in order to make a uniform color of red, I decided to go ahead and first paint everything you see here, including the fenders, initially with the first coat of the silver sterling. Of course, again, just brushing it on. And then once that was dried, I went ahead with the red metallic paint. Is what you see right here now. So that being done, now everything has the same exact red color for the bike. So as you can see here, everything's glued together. We even put the little chrome reflectors right here, which later on I will use the yellow or amber color on both sides there. So flip it around here to the other side. Of course, everything looks the same from left and right. So there you go. So our frame now is 100% complete. And of course, next up would be step number 6, which will be installing the engine and the emission case inside the frame itself, which we will be doing momentarily. I went ahead and skipped to number 7. This is the rear tire, and for assembling the rear wheel. And I went ahead and painted this up in the silver sterling, and I have some Panaline accent color black, and I'll go ahead and make it a little bit more authentic by dabbing some stuff around the lug nuts and the bolts and everything like that to kind of give a more realistic look to it. And of course, it comes with the other side of the tire here, our chain, which I'll be kind of painting that up as well, and kind of de-stress it a little bit. And that goes on the back side, like I said, of the wheel on that. And of course, this part here, the instructions were asking to not glue it, so it actually just pops right into the rear wheel, nice and snug. So that is done. So with that being said, we'll be right back after I install the motor in the emission case. So we'll see you in a few. Okay, and we're back, and you can see that we are now finished gluing in both the engine and the gearbox into the inside part of the framework. So there you go, and this is what it looks like. There's one side of it, and we'll kind of turn around so you can see the other side as well. Okay. So that is now accomplished, and we went ahead and finished up on the rear wheel assembly. Once again, just to refresh everyone's memory, I went ahead and used the silver sterling to stress it out a little bit, along with the Panaline accent color black on the one side, and then of course on the other side we have our belt that goes around the other side there as well. They asked for the belt to be painted a flat black, but what I ended up doing was starting off, since this is all chrome, I used the black permanent marker, and I kind of lined the chain here, the rubber belt, sorry, with the black magic marker. And then once that was dry, I went ahead and came back with the satin black from Craftsmart and hand painted everything, and to kind of make it look more like a rubber kind of belt on that. So that is now accomplished and ready to be installed on the rear frame of the bike itself. So with that being said, we will be right back with some more stuff. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. As you can see, we finished up on actually installing the rear wheel, and then we went ahead and attached the primary case as well, and do a little quick turn around for the other side. We ran the rod for the rear wheel to attach it to the frame itself, glued that all into place, and of course we have the rear brake caliper right here, and we fed the tubing for that through the frame itself. So that is done. We're just letting everything kind of glue into place here. So yeah, at this point we're just going to go ahead and stop it, and we will go ahead on our next video to continue the progress of this American Chopper V-Twin Custom. So without further ado, I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we will catch you on the next video. So, like I said, until then, this is Kovac Enterprises, and we are signing off.